once again to the Fireside Chat episode brought to you by EduBridge, which is India's leading workforce development platform. I hope you are doing well. I'm Yasmin Khan from EduBridge, and joining me today, our honorable guest, Mr. Rajat Khatri, the head of business intelligence at Ferns Petals, which is one of the largest gifting companies in India. Notably, Mr. Khatri is a data enthusiast and a great speaker. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Yasmin, for having me here.
So Rajat sir has over 16 years of experience in data analytics, business intelligence, and web analytics. And currently, as I said, he is working with Ferns and Petals as head of business intelligence. And he has worked across the domains and countries and companies like Fractal Analytics, EXL, Cactus Communication, and so on. So, sir, to start off with the conversation, we would really like to know what sparkled your interest in analytics industry and how did you get started in the field?
Sure. Well, I'll be very transparent and open here. Frankly, it was all by chance. So, 2006 was when I completed my MBA, and of course, I was sitting for the campus placements, and basically my interest was more into the financial side. I was looking for some openings with the banks or insurance companies, but during that year, there came this company called Fractal Analytics. To me, only by the name, it looks like there's something called analysis, and I was having no idea what exactly this is all about. So I just sat for that company, like I sat for many more. And during the first round, which was actually everything related to the aptitude test, the mathematics test, and everything, I just loved that test. And believe me, that was the toughest test I have ever given. Even the CAT examination was easier, right? So, and I thought that, okay, I would not even pass. But when the result came, I was among the toppers. And that's when I went for the final round. During that interview, that discussion, which was happening with the CEO of the company, that's when I understood what analytics is all about. And as he was explaining me about these things, I was like super curious that, okay, there is so much that we can do with mathematics. It's all about how I'll be using these, the love for numbers and some statistical terms in real time cases with some business. So I was super excited for that. And that's how those journey started. And, already 16 years have passed and my life revolves around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is what my life is all about.
Great, sir. It's like destiny has got you here.
That's right. Absolutely. You can say that. Yeah.
So we would like to know what are some of the most common data analysis techniques that you use and why are they important?
Sure. So there are two things, Yasmin. One is some tools and techniques, and another is a skill set, right? And I'll take some time to talk about both of them. But I think tools and techniques is something which will keep on changing because when I started my career, SaaS was very prevalent. Nowadays, not many companies work on SaaS. Everyone has moved into SQL and even R and Python. And I'm sure 5 years down the line, if you will show this interview to someone, they will say, what is R and Python or SQL? Maybe some different language will come into picture, right? Because this is a very rapidly changing industry, right? And the second thing is about the skill set. Now, the skill set is something which I have seen remains consistent over the year. And the skill set includes skills like being very curious, first of all. So, for example, you are just asking me that, okay, what has happened? Why was the conversion down yesterday? So rather than giving you some authentic reason which can be cured, I'm just telling you that, you know what, Yasmin, yesterday mobile conversion was down by 5%, apps were down by 6%, desktop was down by 3%. You'll be like, assuming you are the CEO of the company, you'll be like, I mean, is that an answer? You're not telling me what should I get fixed. The question I am asking is, okay, where is the problem? Right? So it's your work to find it out, go to the root cause of that. Is it more like an industry trend that has suddenly changed? Or is more like a bug in the system? Or is it more like that from technology and something was not working? Or is what like some fault with the website? Or suddenly we have changed some pricing? Or suddenly the products that we wanted to show, we are not showing those products, but highlighting some other products. Or maybe yesterday, suddenly people have come to our platform to explore something new, which was actually not there on our website. right? So there could be many, many reasons of that. Or maybe it's just that yesterday we were not spending as much money on the marketing, and that's why we are getting lower visits, which is leading to lower orders or conversion. So there could be many reasons for that. So one needs to have that skill set of going to that root cause and giving the exact reason to the stakeholder. Number two is you need to really have very good love for it, as I said, mathematics, numbers, and statistics, because without that, it won't work. And is an equal love for the coding as well, and which is not even typical English. It's altogether a different language. Because once you talk about data science and things like that, not, your curiosity alone will not work. You need to do a lot of coding. You need to fetch the data from different data warehouses. So you need to have all those skills that you can extract the most relevant fields and in the in the smallest time fraction, because the stakeholders usually don't have a lot of patience. They want some answers very, very quickly. So, and I can go on and on. There are definitely many more skills. Your business acumen, you need to have that understanding, right? If let's assume you ask me, okay, why is ladies' products not being sold? Maybe I'm not the right person to do that. I need to be in that business to understand that, okay, what exactly is it that women needs these days, and are we even catering to that market or not? So your business acumen, understanding consumer insight, consumer trends, more importantly, customer behavior, how it is changing over the days, right? So let's assume, just think about any business who is saying that, we can deliver anything in 3 days. I'm sure you will not even open that website, because as a consumer, suddenly you are into that mode where you think that things can actually be delivered in 10 minutes, maybe in 30 minutes, maximum, 1 hour. And I can still wait for one day because I know Amazon takes one day. But 3 days, oh, okay, sorry, please, I'm not even visiting this. So if you're in this kind of a business, so things will not work. So you need to understand how the behavior is changing these days, and is our company or our product or services in line with that. So I hope that answers. It's a mixture of
Yes, yes, definitely.
techniques as well as skills.
Yeah, so upgrading ourselves continuously, like this is, I think, so the key.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It will remain like that.
Yeah. So, what advice do you have for someone who is just starting out in data analytics, and what steps can they take to build their skills and knowledge?
Yeah, I think the first advice that I'll give to any youngster in this field is that, for the first 5 years, try to learn everything and try to work in every domain. Even within business analytics, you can be an expert with the marketing team, where you need to understand that, how the money is being spent, how are we acquiring the customers, how are they engaging. You can be very good with product side or a web analytics side, where you just try to understand, okay, what are customers doing once they are on our portal, right? You can be very good with the operations side and understand, okay, how the delivery happens, where are we procuring the products from, how much time it takes to develop a product, right? What are our riders doing, how much time do they take to visit our store, pick up the product, and then deliver. And like this, I mean, you can work in any of the domains. So first 5 years, just try to get into as many domains and understand that thing. Second, see what is your interest level. Are you good with coding? Are you good with business insights? Are you good with root cause analysis? Or are you good with creating some fancy models, or some data science related projects? Because uh, data analytics, I mean, the projects in data analytics, they can be as quick as 1 hour or 2 hour of a work, or they could take at least 6 to 8 months. So it depends upon what kind of, what is your behavior. Are you okay working on one project for 6 months, and then it's like, okay, I have done it, now it's up to the technology team to implement it? Or are you more like, no, every day I need a new challenge, new answer, new question to answer, and then getting into data for that kind of a challenge? So just spend more time with yourself, understand the techniques, see what you want to master, and then after 5 years, maybe just now choose your line that, okay, I want to be more like a marketing analytics person, or I want to be a data science person, or I want to be do a lot of modeling and forecasting and things like that. And then develop yourself in that human being.
So, and basically, we need to be patient also. Giving up five
of,
years
of course, of course, of
to
course,
firstly
you
be
have patience.
patient.
I'm interviewing so many candidates these days. Everyone is so much fascinated about, I want to be a data science. I want to do something, some projects on AI, ML. And when we ask them, like, okay, what exactly is data science? What is your understanding? Frankly, people have no idea. The first day, we bring them and we train them and we tell them, they will not understand what business is all about. They will not understand, okay, there has to be so much of coding that we need to do. So I like,
Mm.
what do you think? Data science is more like coming to office, sitting and taking some salary. Of course, there's a lot of work that you need to do
Yes.
because it's not easy to, give a business answer. There are so many decisions. I mean, businesses fail because they might take a wrong decision, right? And that's because someone would have given them a wrong analysis, maybe. So your data accuracy, your data understanding, business understanding, and then giving the right answer, all these things matter a lot.
Yeah. So you have now you were speaking like you have interviewed many people for hiring and all. So this is only the question, like what interview tips or the thing you look in a data enthusiast, and when you hire, so what tips you want to give to the learners out there?
Sure. So Yasmin, see, this all depends upon at what level we are hiring a person, especially for the freshers who have not worked in, who don't have any past experience or any relevant past experience. Even if you ask them a basics about data analytics, data science, I think they can easily answer those questions because they are easily available on the Google University, right? But the problem, so the kind of questions that we ask them is more about problem solving, right? And these are the typical aptitude questions, or the riddles that we used to do in schools and colleges. So we have a set of those questions and we try to find how quickly are they trying to come to a solution there. And we never look for a person who is giving the right answer. We always wanted to see the approach. For example, a very typical question that I ask to a fresher is, okay, can you tell me how many Ola cabs are there in Delhi? Right now, even I don't know the right answer, and I'm sure even he will not be knowing it. But we always wanted to see that, okay, how is he breaking this? There are people who will say, sir, 5,000. Okay, how have you come to this question? I don't know. I'm just, it's not that you have to, what is it that you can think? You can think of 5 lakh also, right? But it's all about how you are trying to divide, say, Delhi, or you're trying to divide that, okay, working hours, what is the population, how many people would be needing a cab, and things like that. That is the only approach that we want to see. So that is one thing that we look in freshers, that how are they breaking the problem. And of course, there's a lot of cross questioning that happens in between, which gives us some kind of a hint that, okay, yes, he's at least thinking, he's thinking. Because as I said, you need to be curious, right? So even that candidate needs to be curious, how can solve this problem. And when it comes to people with a few years of experience, say 5 6 years or beyond, then most of the discussions are around that, okay, what is it that you've done, how has that helped the company, and how are they solving a typical business analytics related problem. Because even there, what happens is, I've seen people who are like 5 7 10 years of experience and who say, I've done business analytics. And when we ask them, okay, what you have done, they say, okay, I have created so many Tableau dashboards. Fine. Okay, so what is it that you've created in a dashboard? I don't know. Someone just gave me a wireframe. I just did that. So in that case, you're just creating a building because someone has already given you an architecture. So I mean, how did you understand that what exactly should be needed in that dashboard, right? Or what are 2 or 3 additional views that you can create to make the life simpler of the person who's actually going to read it? So this is how we try to gauge people's intelligence or
And I
interest in
hope,
data analytics.
yeah, I hope now, learners who are listening to us will prepare themselves for Ferns and Petals interview like this.
Sure, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So can you share an example of a particularly challenging data analysis project you have worked on, and how you approach and how you overcome the challenges?
I'm thinking which one to talk about because there were
I
so
can
many.
understand you. 16 years,
Yeah,
many
right,
challenges.
right,
So
right.
any
Hmm.
inspiring one would be the great.
Sure. Sure. Let me talk about this, and this is like one of my finest projects that I have actually worked on. So one of the business problems that was given to me during one of my earlier experience was, so this company said that the CTO of that company said that, Rajat, we are getting a lot of traffic organically, and if we see the trends, this traffic is increasing, But since the last 6 to 8 months, we have not seen that incremental increase in orders, right? So the conversion is now stagnant, whereas everywhere else the conversion is increasing. So can you figure it out that what is happening here, right? Now this was a very interesting problem to solve because of course when I cross-check the numbers, the trends were like this. Every traffic is still growing, but the conversion rate is not increasing, which earlier used to increase. So I sat with the SEO person. I tried to understand what all analysis he has already done, right? And I could gauge that he has seen the desktop trends, mobile trends, city-wise trends, keyword right, and whatever were the basic thing he has already done, and no such a trigger we could fetch. Now and then there were so many hypotheses that came to my mind, and we keep on testing it with whatever way possible. But frankly, we just couldn't come to any conclusion the next 1 2 months also. Then one day I was just looking at that data and I was trying to understand that, okay, what is the correlation between the keywords that people enter on Google and where do we land them? What kind of a page are we landing them? And while doing that analysis on the keywords, there was something very interesting came up that almost a year ago, almost 80 to 90% of the people were searching for just the locality, right? I'm talking about a real estate business. So they was just searching for a locality. But in the last 1 year, this number has actually decreased to 60%. 40% of people are searching for a locality. Plus, they are writing words like 2 bedroom, 2 BHK, rental of 15,000, 20,000, and properties by brokers, by owners, and things like that. So it was more like a phrase, and every phrase had some parameters given in between. So once we did that analysis, as I said, the first finding was that this ratio has suddenly increased from less than 20% to more than 40%. Then we split that, okay, people who write these kind of keywords versus people who are not writing these kind of keywords, what's the change in trends there? So we realized that people who were not writing any such keyword, actually their conversion was improving. But the people who were writing these kind of keywords, their conversion was going down, because what was happening is, even if they were writing, for example, 2 bedroom on rent in Bandra, we were actually landing him on a Bandra page, which would include 1 BHK, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, 4 BHK, everything. And he has to scroll so many listings to find his relevant. And many times they were not even applying the filter. So they thought that, okay, it's not relevant to me. And they were like closing the page. So this one small technique, and then we sat with the SEO team and we created many more taxonomy pages. So we created pages like 2 BHK in Bandra, 3 BHK in Bandra, 4 BHK in Bandra, and like this for all the localities in India. We added them into the Google search. For the next 3 4 months, these pages got indexing. And after 4 to 5 months, we realized that, okay, now suddenly again, the conversions have started improving, because of course, now people were getting those relevant experience on that page they were landing on, which was based on what they have already entered. So this was more like a mixture of what we call the NLP plus filtration, and of course we are bringing customers to the relevant pages. However, this is not the end. After some time, what we realize is that again people were having a mixed experience on that page, because many times what we were doing was, let's assume we had 100 listings in Andheri, right? But as soon as someone is coming on a 3 BHK in Andheri, he would just see 3 or 4 houses, probably because that area doesn't have 3 BHKs or 4 BHKs, but someone was searching for it. So the page used to end on 3 listings, and that's not a good experience to give. So then of course we started testing things like, okay, we have 97 more listings in Andheri, but maybe they are above your budget, or it's a bigger house, smaller house, things like that, and that's how it started appearing. So again, we started some kind of improvement in the conversion. So this is all A/B tests that we do on a business side. You never know which thing actually will work, but yes, you need to go to the root cause of what exactly is customer looking for, and whether you are providing the same thing or not.
Yeah, interesting one. So before I move to the last question, let us, I really want to know, who is your inspiration and what keeps you going daily? Loving Max is not an easy one because I'm not a
Right.
math person, so I can understand. But
Surely.
who is your inspiration? What keeps you going?
My inspiration, if you talk about analytics, then I think my inspiration is always Mr. Shrikant Veligmakani, who is actually the CEO of Fractal Analytics now, because the kind of a vision that I have seen in that person is that that's how I learned that, okay, yes, analytics is very important, and you really can provide 10 different things to a client. And he taught us those things, that be curious. It's not about just doing what is being asked. Take a step ahead and think that this is your business. What is the answer that you would need? Let's assume you are the owner of Ferns and Petals, and you realize that yesterday conversion was down. Would you be okay with this answer? Right. So that's how you have to think. So be a CEO yourself. So that's what he has taught us. Second thing is, I think what keeps me moving is, I'm very clear that what I want to achieve in life, what I want to do, what is the kind of a value that I want to add. I don't want to give any stories which is baseless, right? I want to support everything with data, because it's not my opinion. This is what data is showing, either external studies or internal data points or whatever it could be. But this is always supported by facts. Still, businesses want to take some other decision, that their call. But yes, this is more like a factual things to talk about, rather than talking anything which doesn't have any ground as such.
Yeah, nice one. So, lastly, a final question would be a message to all the audience who are watching out us. So, what will be your message in the context of their career growth and personal growth also?
Sure. So I think the only message that I would give, and since I've done a lot of life coaching things also, so it's mixture of both the things, is one, guys, don't just choose a career because you suddenly see that this is the hottest job in the market, right? It's totally fine. People are still becoming engineers and doctors, which used to be a very hot job 20 years ago. Maybe not that awesome these days, but if people love to become a doctor or a cricketer or an engineer, or get into the mechanical field or whatever field they want to, they are very successful there as well. So it's not that suddenly you realize that, okay, AI, ML, and BI, these all are the buzzwords, and let me just get into this career. Or similarly with the digital marketing. So only if you have a very good connection with that field, then you get into that thing. So that's number one. Number two is keep updating yourself. Don't think that, okay, my studies are done. I have done 1 3 month course, or I have done 2 years of an MBA, and I know everything. 2 years down the line, the things will change, and whatever that will not even stay relevant. So be a student, lifelong student. Keep learning. Make sure that in your annual plan that you create, that, okay, these are my goals, this is for my relationship, for my health, for my finances. What is the goal for learning? What is it, that one thing that I want to learn? And it's totally fine if it's not relevant to your profession. Learning a new sport, learning cooking, learning gardening, they all things help. At least they keep your mind fresh, that, okay, you are learning something new. So do that. And you never know which activity gives you this kind of a spike in your one attribute, which is actually very helpful in your professional journey also. So keep learning. That's yet another advice.
Great, sir. Thank you so much. So, with this, we are at the end of our conversation. Firstly, thank you once again, sir, for your time, and we are very grateful to have you. I hope you like the conversation.
Of course, Yasmin. It's always very encouraging to see when people come and ask us for the advice. Of course, we have committed so many mistakes. We sometimes realize there should be someone we would have heard, or someone should have given us advice.
Yeah,
Maybe we would have been more successful in career. But yes, nevertheless, sometimes life teaches you best lessons.
yeah,
So
and this is
all the
how we
best to all the
grow.
listeners also.
Yes. So, also thanking to all of you who are watching us. Hope you liked the conversation. So, for more such videos, please do like, share, subscribe, EduBridge. Till then, this is Yasmin Khan signing out. Thank you.